I want to lead off today, and I want to talk about the All-Star game that is coming up this weekend. There are only 2 series left before the All-Star break, and the schedule of importance, the things that really matter, right? Like the celebrity softball game, nobody really cares about that. But some things that do matter that you should be aware of coming up this weekend is the Futures game, which starts Saturday night at 7 p.m. It's played in Dodger Stadium. There's also going to be the Home Run Derby presented by T-Mobile, which is on Monday evening. And then Tuesday is the All-Star game. Now, being someone who loves baseball, I love the All-Star game. There's just a lot of fun, a lot of good times, baseball being played the way that baseball is meant to be played, with hats backwards and guys having fun and laughing and bringing their video cameras and kids on the field, and you truly get the sense that it is a kids game around the All-Star game. And for me, it's a fun time. I love watching the All-Star game. When they attached World Series home field advantage to the All-Star game starting in 2002, that was a terrible move, truthfully. Bud Selig made that decision, and it just did not, it took away from the fun, the exhibition aspect of it. And then in 2017, they actually removed that rule, which was fantastic. So there no longer does the winning team of the All-Star game get home field advantage in the World Series. It goes based on winning percentage, as it should. So the best team gets to be the home field, or have the home field advantage for the World Series. But one thing, they made a change to the home run derby a few years ago where they put them on a clock, and it has been the injection of adrenaline that I think the home run derby needed. When guys could just take pitch after pitch until they got 10 outs, it just seemed to drag on. Now that it just moves and guys are swinging and making contact, and it's a lot of fun to watch. So definitely tune in on Monday for the home run derby a week from today, and then next Tuesday a week from tomorrow for the All-Star game. And the Tigers are going to have a couple of representatives. We know that Miguel Cabrera was chosen as a legacy selection by Commissioner Rob Manfred. Him and Albert Pujols will be added to the roster. So it's very clear that we make this distinction here. They are not taking somebody's spot. There are 32 All-Star roster spots. The legacy selection, special selections is what they call them, are just an addition to. It gives Rob Manfred the power to appoint a player of historical significance to each roster. There's an article on CBS.com, CBSSports.com, that speaks about this, but in that article they specifically talked about how Manfred gained the ability to appoint this special selection as part of the new collective bargaining agreement between MLB and the MLB Players Association. And Miguel Cabrera, who said that after next year is going to be his final year, this was a perfect opportunity for Manfred to put Albert Pujols and Miguel Cabrera, both who are retiring within the next 2 years, Albert after this year, Miggy after the following year, into an All-Star game based on what they have accomplished, not in 2022, but over the span of their careers. We're talking about 2 of the greatest right-handed hitters that, one, I've ever seen, but potentially ever. 2 guys who are fantastic talents, who represented their countries well, and who will be surefire Hall of Famers. There's no reason not to have them celebrating one of their final All-Star games with the young crop of talent in LA this next weekend. There's nothing wrong with these guys being involved. They're not going to be starting. They're not going to get the majority of the run out in the field, but they are going to be there. It's almost like a passing of the torch situation, and I think it's a fantastic addition to the All-Star game. Now, the other representative for the Tigers is Gregory Soto, which is a little bit of a surprise. He's been a decent closer. I think he saved 17 out of 19 games. His ERA is relatively low. He's consistently wild, or I guess we could say effectively wild. But regardless, he's not even the best pitcher in the bullpen. And I would argue probably not even the most deserving to go to the All-Star game this year. If I had a vote, it would have been for Michael Fulmer. Michael Fulmer, I think, has been better than Gregory Soto this year, specifically out of the bullpen. And truthfully, Fulmer's been, aside from Sunday where he had a little bit of bad luck in left field, which we will talk about, he's been dominant, very dominant. So it's very surprising that Soto was selected. I guess it makes sense given that he's not the setup man, but he is the closer. But it is a little bit surprising. Congratulations. I don't want to take anything away from him. Like, back-to-back All-Star appearances for Gregory Soto. Congratulations. Like, represent us. Hope you do well. I would have gone a little bit of a different direction. Regardless of who is there, the All-Star game is taking place next week. A week from, the Home Run Derby starts a week from today, and it's going to be a good time. I would suggest you tune in just to enjoy the entertainment of it. Have fun, and enjoy the game of baseball the way that baseball is meant to be played, from a kid's perspective, relaxed, energized. It's going to be a blast. I know I'll be tuning in. I'll be watching the All-Star game. I'm excited to see what takes place. Now, moving from the leadoff.
Man on a mission, I'ma get it. You know I be on a what? Yeah.